Greetings, everyone. We love you all. We will be calling this discuss multi-body dynamics. And let's define that. MBD is a system that is also a singularity that consists of other material or immaterial bodies that is linked or connected to each other by their relative motion, which means they are influenced by the relationship they have with one another in harmony. And if you apply this to humans, you can see how your spirit, your soul, your mind, and your body come out to become who you are. It's all connected from the influence that you feed to your mind and the influence that you feed to other people. It's all part of who you are, and this becomes your personal reality that you call your personality. Now, if you apply this to a holographic system or an ecosystem, one like your planet, you see that we are all nothing more but mini star systems in our own singularity, in our own body. So you right where you are a singularity, you're a planet, a mini planet, a biological planet. And you have your sun and you have your moon, you have your dark days and you have your bright days. And they're all in harmony with each other. And doesn't mean that in your dark days bad things happen. In your dark days, it's just a different ambiance, you see. And this also applies even to the fractal aspect of our reality. You're looking at the elements, and you have air, water, wind, and fire, for instance. And looking closer to this, you can con- you can extrapolate that this applies to humans as well. We have our fire, we have our ocean, we have our air, and we have our earth when we're grounded. Now, when you separate these two axioms together, you can see how the masculine and the feminine principle applies to every one of them. The wind and the ocean can be seen as the feminine energy, and fire and earth can be seen as the masculine energy. So this is we have broken down four things into two things, and those two things can be one thing or is one thing because each and everyone is made up of a masculine aspect of themselves and a feminine aspect of themselves. There are people who cling onto their masculine aspect as their dominant faction, and there are those who cling onto their feminine aspect as their dominant action. And it could be a boy or a girl. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are gender influenced by how they see themselves. You're influenced by your soul, you're influenced by your spirit, you're influenced by your genes, you're influenced by your cellular structures, you're influenced by multiple things which make you a multi body instrument. And you see, like, it is so. If humans don't even find a way to define themselves, then how do they know what they are leading or leading themselves out from? You don't even know what you are, and you're trying to lead others to where. And for instance, most leaders think that leading has to do with building infrastructure. Really, it's common sense to build infrastructure. Give resources and finance to any corporation, and they'll build you whatever you pay them to. They'll make it seem like being a leader is how you know how to share money, my guy. You just put it. Computers can do this. You can create algorithms that can do this. So, what are humans looking for a leader for? Or is it that they are dependent on someone else to do their own work for them, or just expecting someone else to be responsible for them? You're a baby. And when you get to understand the wholesome idea about everything and how you're connected to this multiple body planet, multiple body reality, multiple body universe, it is very clear that everything is connected. And it's not connected in judgment, it's not connected in hate, it's not connected in envy. Beloved, the ocean doesn't envy the clouds. It's the same ocean. Like we said, it's an ocean in ocean. The ground doesn't envy fire. Water can quench fire, but you need air to start fire. So you see, it's beautiful. And the way we see it, it's so much power. And humans are not mature enough to handle that energy. And this is why we're guiding, perhaps, teaching, perhaps, sharing, most likely, our own personal experience, because it is what it is, beloved. We do have a state of mind that is foreign from what we once had, which is something most people still have. Most people are still in default mode. They're not able to compute or process a lot of information. And when it becomes easier to understand what you're made of and its most atomic structure, what you're made of, and the material and immaterial aspect of what you are, you begin to then to see that, oh, you're capable of much more than you were ever led to believe. And this is why when humans are waiting for God to come and save them, they will not find any. They will only find themselves, but a more improved version. Wow, that's amazing. It really is. It's one of the reasons why we love you all so much, because you are us. You're an extension of me. And the beauty about this is that I am an extension of you. You know, you have a bosom friend with an s- heightened level of intelligence that it's not far from you and it's inside you. It's innate. Like it's something everyone is capable of doing. But it takes the work to develop the self to be able to master that energy, the masculine energy and the feminine energy inside one singularity. That is where you are. That is who you are. So if you feel that you are more masculine and less feminine, then you're less of yourself. If you feel you're more feminine and less masculine, then you're less of yourself. You have to have equilibrium. You have to have balance. And the balance doesn't mean it has to be low all the time. The balance doesn't mean it must remain full all the time. But it always is. And the beauty about it is that it's always excited. There's no measurement in it. It's an experience. It's an exciting moment that's happening every time. Every second is more grandiose than the last second about who's counting. We love you so very much. We love myself. I love myself. And many might find it difficult to understand is because they don't know what it's like to integrate both the masculine and the feminine energy together, to integrate all of you inside you as that singularity where you are, which means you know what you are before you were born and long after you're dead and gone. And I know this as a personal experience. It has transformed my being and created this evolved version that we're enjoying now. And it's something everyone can do for themselves. And it's something we encourage everyone to, because it's beautiful. It's the answer that everyone's been looking for. But the problem is you have been looking outside you. You've been unlooking most of yourself. You've ignored the innocent version of you. You've ignored the feminine version of you if you're a man, or you've ignored the masculine version of yourself if you're a woman. That is the only thing that's in the way of people achieving divinity or oneness with all things that exist. The feminine energy is always changing, it's always flipping, it's always moving, there's always motion. The masculine energy is grounded, it's always rooted in something eternal, the rock, the earth, the ground, eternal creation of masculine energy, the ocean, the air. These are eternal manifestation of the feminine energy. And you can see how everything came together to become a living experience for everyone. It's come together to become what we're calling life and what we're enjoying because there's harmony. The sun is in harmony with this earth. The wind is in harmony with everyone on the planet because we're able to breathe air no matter where you are. So there's an intelligent design behind all of this, and it's not material until it is. You see, that's the thing. It's a multi-body system, the multi-body dynamics, the confluence of the material and the immaterial, the confluence of all that is eternal, a confluence of all that is red and blue, a confluence of all that's right and wrong, left and right, up and down. Like we say, in space there is no up and down. This everywhere is the center. So you're the center of everything here in space. Yeah, integrating both energies, brilliant. It's beautiful, and we should encourage every structure around us to have systems that project that understanding, systems that are rooted in eternal principles. For instance, you should have a ruling party that has more women and more men, not just more men and less women. We have to start looking for balance in everything, understanding the nature of our multi body dynamics. So, in your political sphere, you should have at least equal amount of men and women making the decisions, not just the majority of men. And still intelligence. It's like something that women can have. Intelligence is gender neutral. Like, people are looking forward to intelligence. That's why they haven't found it because they are focused on less of themselves. They're focused on less of reality. You're focused on the death of the one that you call your savior, the Almighty Jesus Christ. Like you can recognize him if it was in front of you. Like if someone was like Jesus Christ and that person came and walk up to you and say, "My guy, how far?" Wouldn't you just say, "I dare" and keep it moving? Wouldn't you just say, "Am I?" and you keep it moving. And suddenly, Almighty Jesus Christ, people believe that God must be good to other people, but they can choose who they are good to. Yet God only works through other people. Have you seen an angel before? If you see an angel, you pick race. You will run away. If you see anything that is outside something that is familiar, you want to block it, you want to run away from it. Isn't it what humans are so on about? It's time for humanity to evolve. All this whole propaganda and fake news about humans going from one boogeyman to another is all just to keep you focused on less than yourself. Anytime you see in your environment, your exterior environment, anything that is perpetuating or promoting the idea that separates the idea of separatism, the idea of man is separate from woman, the idea of masculine principle being something that is different from the feminine principle, something that shouldn't be in harmony, or something that one has to be bigger than the other. Any idea, any misogynistic idea like that or any sexist idea like that should be abolished in a way, because it's latently stopping people from conceptualizing oneness. It's latently stopping people from experiencing unity. You see, when you have a system where there are more men than women, they are latently telling you to behave a certain way because they are rewarding a certain character more than the other. That's why you find out that even women are even trying to be more masculine, and they are not really tapping into their divine energy that much. There should be an equilibrium, there should be harmony, and that's where the intelligence express itself from. That's where the expression of intelligence comes from. The source of expression, not sourcing the expression. So it can be a wonderful world if you let it. It could be a wonderful world if you invest in the wonder. Even if you're curious enough to wonder. Yeah. So yeah, this is what's happening now. Evolution, or just shut the TV off. That's it. We love you all so much. Namaste.